Hello everyone, my name is Giraton, and welcome to B.B.T.A's first Bakugan deck profile. Today we will be covering a deck list I made recently involving cards from Bakugan's first two sets. With Resurgence not fully out anywhere except in America, this deck may or may not be relevant to most players, but seeing as Resurgence starter decks are appearing in small amounts of Aussie stores, and with distribution being completely arbitrary, this deck could be made available at any time, so it's worth considering the second set. So, let's just get right into it. So, the Bakugan we will be using in this deck is Pyrus Howlcor Ultra, Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra, and Aquos Krakelios Ultra. Howlcor Ultra has an ability on his evolution that is Fury 425 damage. That's going to end games on a team attack. And the entire point of this deck is to make that harder to stop. Everything in this deck is designed to get this Fury trigger of damage through, and if you get it through, you could end the game right there. We also have Titan Dragonoid Ultra as the main team attacker Evo. He gains all the factions on his evolution, which instantly counters any flip that stops non-X. While he is supposed to be stopped by any flip that stops specific attributes, that's what the Frost Strike in this deck is for. The logic is, if someone is going for the free cost flips, you deny them that, and similarly they can't go for the 3 cost flips either. And if they run cheaper flips, you might be able to get them to try and fight you, and if they do and lose, then Frost Strike will block their ability to pay for those faction-specific flips. With multiple Frost Strike effects, you can stop those cheaper flips without even needing to force a fight. And then we get to Krakelios, who is there to serve as more of an action than an actual Bakugan. Its Evo allows you to add damage and Frost Strike to a Bakugan for the turn for only 2 energy. So the goal of this card is to play it to give Frost Strike to Dragonoid when team attacking. It's not the only Frost Striker player, and it's a little more flexible than that, but that's the point of this being in the deck. Moving on to the actions, we have 3 copies of Hurricane Winds. This card allows you to play 2 cards for the price of 1. That's all it needs to do, as that triggers both Flow and Fury. The fact that there is only one 4-cost card in this deck is irrelevant. All this needs to do is to get cards into play and out of hand. And the B.B.T.A bonus is a nice addition. We have 2 copies of Dark Waters, which is a re-roll card for Aquos. We also roll a bunch of other re-roll cards, so let's just get into all of them. So all the reroll cards in here are to make sure you fight every turn, with the core bonuses you need, while emptying out your hand to get the small benefits they each give. Dark Waters gives you extra B power, Deep Dive allows you to dig through the deck, as you don't want too many net zeros in this deck in order to get to Fury. There's 3 of Quickfire as well, which is a free burn, and getting ever so closer to that one-shot team attack. And we also have 3 of Super Fuel, which facilitates early plays of Evos as well as further hand emptying. Next we have 3 copies of Greater Water Boost, which is a 0 cost card that allows you to go into Flow and Fury easier. Pretty self-explanatory, good card, you see it in nearly every Aquos deck. Same with Tides and Wave Slash. These are both the only flow cards in the deck, but those are the only flow cards you need. They both give amazing B power boosts when used with flow, so you're running 3 copies of each. Next up we have 3 of Liquid Strike. Frost Strike is a little overkill in this deck. Aurelus Dragonoid will normally do the trick against most common mid-range decks these days. However, people are moving more and more towards using the 1 and 0 cost faction-specific flips. So Frost Strike is here to make sure you get Howlcor's Fury damage in. Liquid Strike is one of the only 2 Frost Strike giving cards in this, and being 2 cost isn't terrible when it comes to getting it out of your hand. You only need to see 1 during the game, assuming you get Howlcor's Evo, but you really want it when you do, especially against those decks that run 1 or 0 flips. 3 Song of Fire is also in this deck, and Song of Fire is just a Pyrus staple. It allows you to get out your Evos early, it allows you to play multiple cards, enabling Fury and Flow, and it combos with Super Fuel, which is really good in an aggro-focused deck. You have no idea until you've tried it. And then finally, we only run 3 flips, and that is 3 block outsiders, or the Pyrus, the Pyrus and Aquos stop X flip that costs 3. That is the ones you're using. I use in the testing deck I've been using this on, it was 2 of the Aquos one and 1 of the Pyrus one. Yeah. I'm not sure if this deck needs flips, or if these are even the ones to use, but with all your Bakugan having okay to low base stats before Evo, it's a pretty good countermeasure to early damage so you don't lose staples before you even get the chance to use them. May try this deck without flips and try to dig more to achieve the same goal more practically, but for now I felt flips was a bit more of the early safe option while I'm in the middle of properly testing this deck, and it seems to work. And so, that's the whole deck. You can leave your thoughts below. We will be doing a lot more deck profiles, so subscribe for more content, and ring the bell, because this is a small channel without monetization. So if you want YouTube to actually show you this content, you will likely have to have the bell on. Liking this video also helps a lot for that algorithm, because you know YouTube is a mess, even if you're big, so being a small one, it's even messier for us. So yeah, well, I'll see you next time. Giraton out. Hey, just doing the Patreon shoutouts for the end of the video. Special thanks to Christopher Stallard and Andre Rojaz on the Patreon. You two are the only 2 patrons on the Patreon. But hey, that's fine. If you would like to support this channel and the pages linked to them, feel free to go into the description and check out the Patreon link. Thank you for watching.